Got me hot.
Timi Odusina, Hartlepool United, but the boy from Croydon, indeed, and you're going to make that return this weekend to play in your hometown, Croydon, Crystal Palace. Tell me how excited you are, Timi.
As soon as the draw got announced, it was just a feeling of I'm going back home, like to play in front of a stadium that I live less than 10 minutes away from. So it was just something that, like, I don't think it will sink in until like you actually walk out. But it's just feelings of you can't wait. You just want to get out there and play, and it's just really emotional. Like, gonna be there with all your friends and family watching where you've grown up. And since I've been away from home for so long, like going back there, it's just unbelievable.
Tell me a little bit about Croydon growing up there. What was it like?
It was an experience. It was something that I loved, something that like has made me who I am today. Like every day after school, really, you would go past Selhurst Park and you just with your friends and you look at it and you think, for one day, like maybe you might be able to play there, and those thoughts obviously run through your head then. But now you're actually on the verge of doing it this weekend. It's something that it's just going to live with me forever, really.
You mentioned it there, as a school kid, playing football. Was it always for you, football? Definitely,
yeah. It's something where in Croydon, it's really, you either do sports or you do like music or something, and that's the only real way to sort of make something out of yourself. And definitely like football was it for me as a kid, like just always going to be it. And I think that I was quite fortunate in terms of being able to get out and make something of myself, or try to make something out of myself.
You mentioned there growing up was an experience in Croydon, being in school. You mentioned you always saw Selhurst Park on the way to school. Was it always a dream? Did you constantly think, one day I'll play there?
Definitely, like you're just with your friends, and at the time, obviously obviously it's a dream. You don't really think it's ever going to happen, but you're always thinking, oh, what if? And my first ever game was that I went to watch as a kid was at Selhurst Park as well. So it just sort of sets the scene really for quite a big weekend.
It's set the scene for a big weekend. More than likely you'll be starting at Selhurst Park, fingers crossed for you. What do you think that's going to be like when you first step out onto the pitch? In Croydon, where it all started for you?
I can't even explain it. The feeling is just going to be just surreal, really. It's going to be very emotional. Like, obviously, as I said, with my friends and family there, people like you've grown up with since you was a kid, like watching you at Selhurst Park when you when you're from Croydon, these things shouldn't really they don't really happen. It's sort of a dream, and for that to hopefully come true is something that you can't really describe.
Talk to me about, you mentioned there, you haven't been home for a long time. You start playing football, Norwich City coming for you, you have to move away from mum and dad.
Yeah.
What was all that like? You were only young, really.
Yeah. Well, I moved away when I was 15, 16, and that was a big experience. I think at the time it was really tough, like when you first get to digs and you see your mum's crying, like waving, and it was you have to grow up really quickly. And it was a good experience because obviously like you grow up quickly and it makes you who you are today, but it was really tough, like because it's a big culture shock as well. Norwich, like it's nothing like Croydon. Croydon is busy, there's always things to do, where Norwich is just completely like shut off, really. So it was a good thing, but it was definitely tough.
You mentioned this weekend moving away from mum and dad are going to be in the stand watching you at Crystal Palace. What have they been saying over the last few weeks?
As soon as the draw got announced, they called me straight away, just like screaming, really saying I'm going to be back home and they're going to be able to watch me in Croydon, Selhurst Park, like play football, when they don't really get the chance to watch me play football anyways, because obviously it's so far away. So it's just something that it's really good.
How supportive have they been, with your football journey? Because you mentioned their boy from Croydon, it doesn't usually happen. What did they first think when you were like, I want to be a footballer?
Oh, my dad's always supported me, definitely. My mum was a bit iffy. She was obviously like, what if it doesn't work out, plan B and that, but my dad was always supportive. I used to, when I was at Arsenal as a kid, driving me from South London to North London every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 hours there, 2 hours back, then having to get up to go work tomorrow the morning after. Like, he's been a massive part of the journey, even at Norwich as well, getting me there on the weekends. He's been a massive part of my journey, and always said like he believes in me, so just believe in yourself. So it's been a massive part of my journey, my parents.
This is obviously a big moment for the club this weekend. We probably haven't had a fixture like like this in a long time, but you know, a lot of going in obviously as the underdogs, but there's a whole aspect in feeling in the team where it's dead and dream, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we beat loads of League One teams this season. We beat Blackpool, so obviously it's going to be a very, very tough game, but it's the cliche, but it's the magic of the FA Cup. I mean, we go there and try our best and anything can happen.
Just talk to me about this season. You mentioned that we've had some great moments, especially in the Cup and the new gaffers coming. You know, for you, I think a lot of people forget that, you know, you're 22.
Yeah, 22
year old, and obviously, you know, very much in the first team here. How's it been for you in this season overall?
I've loved every second of it. I've just loved playing football. Since the gaffers come in, I think I've got a sort of a new lease of life. I mean, you could tell he really trusted me, and I tried to repay that trust and try and go out and give it and do what I can. And obviously, I've loved it. I've been learning every week in training, every game I've been learning, and it's easy when you play next to Liz, next to Burn, like they just make your job easier. So I've loved every second of it so far.
Let me just throw something at you. You know, it's Saturday with the games going on against Crystal Palace. The ball falls to Timi Odusina and he smashes it in the back of the net. Have you scored for Pools yet?
I haven't scored a professional goal yet.
But you know, you smash it in the back of the net at Croydon. What scenes are we talking about there?
Unbelievable scenes. I think you'll see about 20 people running on the pitch. I think yeah, but I mean, I can't even explain. I can't even describe it.
I suppose you're just excited to really get out there.
100%. Go out there and test yourself against the best. I think that's what anyone wants to do really as a footballer. And if you can't get yourself up for a game like this, then I think you're in the wrong job.
You mentioned that your mum and dad are going to be there this weekend. You said your brother's also going to be there.
Yeah.
Your friends as well. Running down Croydon must absolutely be, you know, ecstatic for this weekend.
Yeah. Got friends that I've known since I was about 5 years old, and they'll be at the game. So really, just really emotional. Like whatever happens during the game, it'll just be an emotional time and something that'll cherish with me for the rest of my life.
Timi, thanks very much, man.
Thank you very much.
Got me hot.